So you want to know how to get a big back. Just letting you know, a strong back changes everything: your physique, your posture, your confidence. Training your back properly will change your physique. Building a wide and big back creates a V taper, which creates the waist appear smaller than it actually is. Trust me, I do know what I'm talking about. I did grow a big back. Here are my credentials. I definitely have really good upper body genetics, so that plays a big role in all of this. But I mean, like, look at where I started from where I am now. Today, I'm going to walk you through my back-focused upper body training session, breaking down exactly what builds width, thickness, and strength. In this session, I usually start with lat pull-downs, but the machine was taken, so I started with deadlifts. For my deadlifts, I do 5 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Deadlifts are so good for so many different reasons. This lift primarily targets the glutes, hamstrings, spinal erectors, and upper back, with some core working to stabilize the spine. The setup with the bar is close to the shins, feet rooted, and hips hinge back. You need to establish tension before lifting by engaging the lats, embracing the core, and pulling the slack out of the bar. Initiate the lift by driving through the floor and extending the hips and knees together, keeping the bar path vertical and close to the body. Maintain a neutral spine and avoid excessive spinal flexion or hyperextension at lockout. Control the eccentric by pushing the hips back and maintaining tension through the posterior chain. I honestly really don't like doing deadlifts. I'm a super tall person. I'm 5'10", and I got long arms and long legs. It's just a lot of weight that I have to pull far off the ground. I most likely don't like doing this lift just because I'm weaker in the areas that are targeted in deadlifts. After deadlifting, I did upper back rows. I did 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. I'll either do machine upper back rows or I'll do the T-bar rows. But I really enjoy this machine. I just like the position of it. I like that it's an upright fixed position. It's a lot more comfortable. Upper back rows are a staple for building density through the upper back while reinforcing strong, healthy shoulder mechanics. I have really struggled with building density in my upper back. My rhomboids are one of my underdeveloped muscles. I think it's because I have really strong lats and traps. Whenever I'm doing any back movement, those always take over. So this machine has been really, really good for me targeting those rhomboids. This upper back row movement primarily targets the rhomboids, mid to upper traps, rear delts, and upper lats. The setup is with a neutral spine and brace core, allowing the shoulders to fully protract at the bottom, initiating each rep by driving the elbows back and slightly out. Think about pulling the shoulder blades together rather than yanking the weight with your arms. Pause briefly at peak contraction to emphasize scapular retraction. Then control the eccentric to maintain tension throughout the upper back. Keep the neck neutral, chest tall, and avoid excess lower back extension or momentum. One of the reasons most people can't actually grow their back is because when they're training their back, they're not actually using their back. And a lot of it has to do with poor mind to muscle connection, or letting their arms take over during rows or pulls, or rushing reps instead of controlling each stretch. This is why I use grips. Whenever I'm doing any row or pull downs, I always wear straps. And what I do is I try to make my hand like a hook. And I try to remind myself I'm pulling with my back, not with my arms. My hands and my arms are just there as hooks to pull the weight with my back. When you're doing any back motion, try to make sure that your hands are actually loose. Be able to move your fingers the entire time that you are doing the motion. If you can move your hands or your fingers while you're pulling, that means that you're actually using their back. If you are gripping the bar or the handle as hard as you can while you're doing the back motion, that means that you are using your forearms or your biceps or your triceps and not as much as your back. Make sure that your hands are loose during your back movements, and that's why I wear grips, to make sure that my hands don't slip. After upper back rows, I do lat pull downs. For lat pull downs, I do 4 sets and I do 8 to 10 reps. Usually I do lat pull downs first, but in this training session, I did them third. Cable lat pull downs are a primarily vertical pulling movement used to build lat width, upper back strength, and strong shoulder control. When you're doing this movement, you want to make sure that your chest is tall, spine is neutral, and you want to start each rep from a fully stretched position with shoulders slightly elevated. And you also want to make sure that your shoulder blades are down. You want to initiate the pull by depressing the shoulder blades first, then drive the elbows down and back towards your rib cage. Focus on pulling the lats rather than the arms, keeping tension out of the forearms as much as possible. And again, you do this by keeping your grip loose. Pause briefly at the bottom to reinforce lat engagement, and then control the eccentric as the arms extend overhead. Avoid leaning back or using momentum. Okay, Okay, after lat pull down, I go into easy bar bicep curls. The rep scheme here is 2 sets of 8 to 10. Grip the easy bar just outside the shoulder width, allowing to keep the wrist in a more natural position. Initiate each rep by flexing the elbow while keeping the upper arms pinned close to the torso. Focus on controlling the weight rather than swinging the bar. You want to maintain tension through the biceps through the range of motion. Squeeze at the top without allowing the shoulders to roll forward, and then lower the bar slowly to emphasize the eccentric. And then after bicep curls, I go into some tricep work. I do overhead dumbbell tricep extensions. For these, I do 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps. The phase that I'm in right now with my bodybuilding is just grinding it out in the gym. I've really been struggling with this surplus. Gaining weight was fun at first, but now I'm towards the end of my surplus and I'm just really over it. I don't want to gain weight anymore. I mean, going in the gym and lifting heavy is fun, putting on muscle is fun, but I'm just starting to not feel so great, like physically, emotionally, mentally. It's starting to take a little bit of a toll on me. My last check-ins went pretty well. Coach said about 4 to 6 more weeks of growing, and then we go into the diet. I'm really looking forward to the dieting. I'm not trying to focus on food, how my body's changing, how my weight is increasing. I'm just trying to focus on having a better gym session every single day, trying to grow as much as possible in these last few weeks and not thinking about how I feel like shit. The whole goal is to get through this growth phase the best that I can. And then we diet down and I get to see all the progress that I have made in this difficult time. That's where I'm at right now. It's a struggle, but we are doing it. I will say it does feel good to go in the gym and get a good pump and lift some heavy weight and train as hard as possible. Okay, I'm recording this kind of late at night, but I need to go to bed. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this back day training session. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you train as hard as possible in your next training session. Remember, time under tension. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.